All right, so the draft is over. Schedule is coming out here soon, and so it's time to start gearing up for next season. So I thought what I'd do here on QB Confidential is start breaking down each and every team. Going to go division by division and take a look at offensively what the team is all about, what they do well, maybe what they need to work on if they're going to have success next season. And then also take a look at the defense and give you kind of a basis of what they are defensively, what they're going to have to do well, or maybe more importantly, what other teams are going to have to do and how they're going to have to attack them if they're going to have success. So I thought I would start with the NFC West, being that I'm here in Arizona. It's up close and personal for me, and I'm going to start today with the Seattle Seahawks, who won the division last year, and then I'll work week to week through the different teams and through the different divisions. So the big story in the offseason with the Seattle Seahawks has been Russell Wilson's comments about wanting to be protected and how they need to upgrade offensively and the offensive line, and made a change at the offense coordinator position. And so what are they going to be this year, and can they, A, protect Russell Wilson? And then I'm going to put a B on it, that you oftentimes see when you have great scrambling quarterbacks like Russell Wilson, like Deshaun Watson, that they hold the ball a long time. So they're going to get sacked a lot each and every season because they're trying to make every play. So it is a fine balance. Yes, we need to improve the offensive line. Yes, we need to protect Russell Wilson better. But by the same token, Russell Wilson needs to do a better job of getting the ball out of his hands, something that I call making the layups. When the throw is there to be made on time, on schedule, get the ball out of your hands and not try to play, run around, create football quite as much. Yes, we're going to need you to do that. If we're going to be special, you're going to have to be the special Russell Wilson. But we don't want to have to live in that world. So I'm going to take a look at the playoff game against the Los Angeles Rams, and a game that they ended up losing to the Rams. And we're going to take a look at Russell Wilson and the contrast between taking sacks and holding the football and where we put blame in different situations. And so I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to have to improve in both areas. Protection, yes. Russell Wilson, in terms of playing the quarterback position on time and on schedule. Let's take a look. So here we are, back in the playoff game, as I said, against the Rams. And here's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So the Rams are basically playing a two shell right here. I mean, they got two safeties back. We got 1, 2, and depending on how they do it, they have rolled corner, it looks like up here, a soft corner over there, and that can determine where you want to go with different throws. But a two shell, they're going to have a play here. They have this, and then they're going to run it in with what I like to call an under out here. At the same time, they're going to have a quick out down here with Tyler Lockett. And so the key here is, if I'm Russell Wilson, the key here is a couple things. First of all, if this corner is off, Jalen Ramsey is off here, I can always take this as a gimme right now. If I'm not sure if they're going to roll up because it is a two safety look, as I said, then I've got this look over here. This high-low off of this linebacker as long as I clear this guy out. So we're going to run the shallow here. As long as that guy moves, I should have a 1-2 read to this side. So we're going to take a look and watch how this plays out. So you got a couple things. Okay, so you can see on the bottom here, we've got this quick throw if I want it. That's what I talk about when I talk about layups. That is a layup right there, meaning an easy throw. Russell Wilson's going to make this each and every time if he's got the proper look, which is a corner off look. Could have taken that right there. Didn't like it, wasn't sure what they were going to do on the backside, no problem. So now we're going to run this. We get an engagement from the linebacker there. Perfect. Now the read simply becomes, what does this guy do? If this guy comes up or gets width to take the under, I'm going to hit the in over the top. If he drops and gets depth, then I should be taking this under here to DK Metcalf. It's an easy completion right here. Now we're moving and we're going forward. So we'll play it out here. You see it right there. There it is right there. Patience, make the read, okay? Hang with it, right? There's a little contact here. That's going to happen, little contact. But the point is, we're reading this right here. So even if he has contact out there and I know I've got a hole, just wait for him to get into that hole and we're good to go. Here he gets off of it a little too soon, And there's the big man, Aaron Donald, making the sack. But there's plenty of time right here for him to make a completion. To read this out and make the layup, got to be more patient, got to be able to make some of these types of plays. Leads to a sack in that situation. Okay, move on to this next play. All right, so this is a play, we used to call it F post. And so F post, what we're going to do is we're going to have that same shallow route right here. And then we're going to have, this is the F post part of it, a quick little post right here, again by DK Metcalf. So our read on this particular play, we're going to read this Mike linebacker. This Mike linebacker moves it all. We're going to hang on this and take it as long as he crosses the face of this linebacker if he gets depth. If that doesn't happen, we can work back here to our combination backside. But it all starts with the front side. We're going to see right there. What do we get? We get the engagement on the shallow. He disappears. This guy gets depth. There's the throw right there. DK Metcalf on that quick post. There's the throw. Make that throw. Another layup in this particular situation. Now, this is where Russell Wilson is special. But we can't talk about offensive line pressure here because the throw is there to be made right now. Right now, there's the throw. Put it on him. We got this throw right here. We're picking up 8, 9 yards. Now, this is where Russell Wilson is special. He's going to do this sometimes. He holds the ball. He creates. He makes a guy miss. He picks up 17 yards. We're all extremely excited because Russell Wilson can do this. This is where Russell Wilson is special. But we don't want to have to live in this world. The last one we saw, make the layup. We move on. We don't have to take a chance for a sack. This time, take the layup. We don't have to take a chance for a sack, even though he's able to split those defenders and make a big play. That layup is there to be made, which makes life easier on the Seahawk offense, makes life easier on Russell Wilson. All right, moving on to our next play right here. And very similar play, you'll notice. Now, we've got either Lockett running the shallow route here, and we've got, same idea, quick little post right back behind it here. All right, so here we go. This play, everybody runs, a play called Hank. So what we're going to have is we're going to have a curl and a flat. We're going to have a curl and a flat. And then we're going to have what I call a pop route or a spot route, just somebody over the ball. So let's count our defenders right here. And we'll see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 to that side. But again, we got to wait and see how this plays out. Looks like it's all even right here, but look what you're going to notice. You're going to notice that on the snap, safety moves to the middle of the field. This guy drops down. So now we're looking at a soft corner, one defender, 2 defenders to that side, 1 defender, 2 defenders to this side. But notice on the right side of Russell Wilson, we've actually got 1, 2, 3 receivers against those 2 defenders. So you want to stay strong in this particular situation because they've got 2 against 2 on the backside. We've got 3 against 2 on the front side. Now here's where, and again, a lot of teams are taught to read it this way. I don't like to read it this way, but a lot of teams are taught to go inside, out. So we're going to read and see if that pop route's open. If it's open, stick it on them. If not, then we work to the outside. Now you'll see what happens here. Okay, so Russell feels this guy hesitate a little bit to the outside, but then he comes back and squeezes into that pop route. He's going to try to force this throw. It becomes tough because everything is squeezed. I like to go, let me read this outside defender, and I'm going to read it curl to flat. And then if he takes the flat, when I'm ready to throw the curl, if this guy works to the curl, now I recover inside. So I like to read it top down, deeper throw, down to my check down over the middle, because I believe these plays are what I would call layups. This right here is a layup. That is a 12-yard completion right there that's easy if we read this out off of the outside backer and then work our way inside. Instead of settling for a 5-yard throw, even if we complete this, but you'll see, this guy right here, all he does is hang. He hangs, he takes the first step inside. Once I see that, worst case scenario, Now get out to your curl flat. Make that layup right there. Make that easy curl throw to your big guy. Now we're getting a first down. We're moving the chains. This is how I believe Seattle needs to get better moving forward. Making these plays, understanding big picture concepts, and being able to get these easy completions so we don't have to rely on Russell Wilson continually to make big play after big play. All right, so this is a play that everybody calls mesh. So a mesh play is simply when two receivers are both working on a shallow, and if we get man-to-man coverage, we're forcing the defenders to have to kind of mesh over there. We're going to mesh our routes here, so these guys have to figure out how to get through here and cover man-to-man. Along with that mesh concept, you usually have a guy that's sitting over the ball. They're going to send a guy deep here and a guy on a wheel right there. And it really is a man play, but if you get zone, you're hoping to distort somebody on the zone. So in this particular look, Russell Wilson's going to come out. He's going to peek at this. He doesn't have that right there. Okay, now we're going to work to this shallow right here. This guy comes off on the shallow. We just work back from there. So basically 1, 2, 3, and 4 to the backside. So nice, easy, pure progression. Yes, there's a little color right here, but there's a nice pocket up here. So doesn't have this, look in here, doesn't have this, step up in the pocket, and you're going to notice number 3 receiver right here, step up in the pocket right there. Just slide up, step up, stay with your read. Look how this opens up. This guy distorts, goes there, this guy goes there, middle of the field, wide open. You got time. Yes, there's bodies around you. That's playing in the NFL. Step up. Don't worry about having to be special all the time. Stay within your read. Boom. Hit that hook right over the ball. Once again, we're sitting with a first down, moving inside the red zone right there. If we just stay patient, read it out, and take, again, what I call layups, because these are easy throws that Russell Wilson's going to make every single time as long as he stays patient and he goes through his reads. Another missed opportunity right here. Now he's running around, chasing, having to live in that world of being special, and it really becomes a throwaway, so we lose in that situation right there. All right, so here we go again. We're going to rotate the last second. We're going to see what the defense is doing in this particular case. We're going to basically run what we would call a seam route here, or go to this side. So we've got 3 seams, goes in that particular direction. Backside, we've got a quick little in here with the back running a route over here. So we're reading this out. We got a couple different options. They stay in cover 2 right here. Now I can isolate this guy, try to keep him inside, and maybe take my shot down the boundary. He gets a little bit wider. I can work back to one of my inside, or basically that inside throw. But as a quarterback, I always got to be leery of this guy. So I got one of 2 options. This guy's running it in. Tyler Lockett is running what I call the influence post over the top. So I'm going to read this safety back here. This safety comes up here to be able to steal that in route. Boom, I'm throwing the touchdown up over the top. This safety drops and gets depth right here. There's nobody left in this pocket. I'm going to take the easy layup throw to DK Metcalf. We'll see right here. So eyes on this safety right now. What's he doing on the snap? He's bailing. He's getting back. It looks exactly like Russell Wilson is looking at that guy right there. Boom, throw it. Throw it right here. Right? That doesn't get any more open than that. You're looking right at this safety. Okay? Got to be able to work through this. Take those layups. Great pocket right here. He's got plenty of time to be able to decipher this and make this throw. That ball needs to be out to DK Metcalf. Another big chunk throw. They'd be getting there on first down if that ball is out on time. And once again, now we're playing in the run around create world. We know he can do it. There he goes again. Creates a first down, does an unbelievable job of making guys miss and getting us a first down. We're just making the game so hard, having to live in that world instead of just understanding our keys, understanding our keys. It all starts right there. This guy comes up. Now we isolate this safety, and we're going to have one of these two guys for a big play. This guy goes back. Now we've got to settle for that guy underneath every single time, get the ball out of our hands, and go make ourselves a play. All right, so now we've got double slant combination. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to run double slants to both sides. So this is a play that we like when we get two safeties high, where we can isolate one backer on the inside. So we got two guys coming inside. We're going to isolate one of the backers on the inside. Take your pick here. That when we run this play, we're always thinking outside slants. Doesn't mean we're not going to get the inside slants, but we see the bodies that are usually here. This guy would normally be tucked inside of number 2. So normally we're just basically saying we're going to verify that this guy stays inside, but I'm thinking outside slants, outside slants, outside slants, unless something crazy happens and on the snap, boom, he flies outside or he flies outside. Now I can work to the inside, but you got to be thinking outside slants on this play. That's where the layups are. So first of all, this guy's already 10 yards deep and there's a backer inside. So if I wanted to go to the top, there's a steal right there. That's the layup right there. You can see that pre-snap. You could take that right now. Okay, Russell wants to go down to this bottom side instead of the top. No problem. Pick a side. Good looks on both sides. But now I still have to be thinking out here, and I'm reading this guy. This guy takes a step, then he flattens his hips right here. Ball has to be out right here. Yes, I understand this guy got a little bit of leverage, but we can't play the game based on leverage. We've got to play it based on movement and body language of the defense. So body language here, we're just trying to get him. We want him to turn inside. I'm trying to force him to turn inside. So I'm going to peek inside. His hips are flat right here. Take the layup to the outside. Take the layup to the outside every time. Instead, we're going to try to force this inside, try to rush this. Defender right here, I got to throw it out in front. We got safeties, we got bodies all over the place. Boom, boom. These are the layups. These guys are another 5 to 8 yards off. You take this with the big guy, we get 10, 12 yards. Chains, once again, are moving, and we're moving as an offense. This is where Seattle must improve if they're going to be able to push for that championship level like they were at a number of years ago. Got to get better at making these layups. I'm just going to keep on going here. All right, so this is the bottom line. You see it happens quite a bit. It's that battle. It's a battle from, I believe, I wasn't an athletic guy, but I believe it's a battle for every athletic guy to say, okay, when do I play on schedule, on time? When do I make the layups? And when do I try to be athletic and be special? And they wrestle back and forth with that. But to me, the great ones always have the ability to make the layups, play on time, and then they give you something special on top of that. But you have to live in that layup, making the right play, the right read, the right throw most of the time on time, and then move on to something else. Okay, so here we go again. And really it's about being able to see rotation. So looks again like the Rams are going to play a too high safety look, but you're going to notice on the snap, we're going to drop down here and we're going to drop over here. Why is that important? Because when this safety drops over here, that means one of these guys over here has to play deep. Now, normally we roll here. That means the corner's playing deep. They're playing some sort of cover 3 at that point. But bottom line is one of those guys is going to have to play deep over there. So if one of those guys is playing deep, let's watch the pattern here. So they're going to run just a one step here. They're going to run an inside fade there, and then they're going to run a stick route right here. On the bottom side, they basically have that that inside fade and the one step. But you'll notice, right? 3 receivers up top against basically 3 defenders there. On the bottom, you've got 2 receivers against 1, 2, 3 defenders. So swimming upstream, going to that side. But bottom line is if I know if one of these guys has to play deep, Now I'm in great shape because I can overload the other guy. If this guy is playing back, then I can read the corner and he's got to take one and I beat him with number 2. If the corner's playing deep, which is what they're doing, and this guy's also sloughing off and playing soft, if that's the case and the corner's playing deep, now I can isolate this guy. Does this guy, if he gets soft, I can take this right now. If he works to the outside, now I can replace with that little stick route, out route on the inside. But it's the layups. Take the layups, take the layups, take the layups. Right? This guy drops back, this guy's off. Even if he was going down to this bottom side here, this is the layup. You got to take it right now. You got to see these guys are soft, this guy's playing soft. You're not going to have that there. Take the layup to the outside, pick up 3, 4, 5 yards. But more importantly, see the rotation and go where you have numbers, because numbers is where we get the layups. We got 2 opportunities for easy throws right there. Instead, feeling the pressure, we're taking off. Now, taking a sack, getting back to the line of scrimmage, but missing an opportunity to gain some yards and move the chains and put ourselves in better situations by missing some of those layups. So here we go once again. We've got these deep curl routes here. We have deep curls on both sides. Going to have a middle here. These guys are basically checking, and then they're going to get out to the flat late so we can get a flat read on those curl to flat players. Okay, so here we go. Dropping back. Got our opportunities here, but we got to be able to see the pressure. So here's the thing. This back here has to block that linebacker. So I want to see as a quarterback, if this guy comes, I know that I'm losing my flat control here. So if this safety drops underneath, I really don't have anything to hold him because I lost my back in the route. So I got to work back to this other side and work the flat, deep curl back to that side. So you'll see how it plays out. We're trying to jam it in and throw it into a guy that has dropped underneath it. So now I've got to throw it around that guy as opposed to being able to isolate this guy flat to curl. I believe he makes the curl throw here if he works to this side. And you see, still should be able to get this completion. We're just making the game hard, having to throw it and a guy underneath it. Boom, great throw. DK's got to catch that. No doubt about it, but making life harder on ourselves by having to make the special throw instead of just reading it out, seeing the numbers, seeing my advantage, and being able to take a throw that doesn't have anything underneath it to this particular side. Okay, you're going to notice this particular play, same idea. Exact same play to both sides. Playing it out a little bit differently. But as a quarterback, we got to see it again. Same thing happens, right? Here's the linebacker. If this back is responsible for this linebacker and he gets stuck in here checking, you've got a guy underneath the curl to that side. We've got numbers. We've got 3 against basically 1, 2 underneath defenders to that side. So we got an advantage to that side. Got to understand when we're losing our back. Back gets beat up right here. Our numbers go to the front side. Okay, you got to be able to feel that out. See that defender dropping deep right here. Now, granted, this guy gets caught up. I don't know if he's chipping or if he should get out here. If he should get out, then Russell's okay going to that side. But you see that. You feel that your back's not getting out. Work back to the other side. And now we've got another big completion to the other side. Or if you're staying to that side, try to find that back. And now we're trying to play once again in the special world against good teams. Really hard to play there. So either way, stay patient, stay patient, stay patient, read it out. Back's getting out late, drop it to your back right there. You don't have it, you don't feel like your back's getting out, or you know he's chipping backside. Feel that guy underneath it. Get right back to your front side. You had plenty of time to be able to work that and go make one of these easier throws to the front side instead of having to live in that world of making the big play and being special. All right, so there's a quick look at the Seattle Seahawks offense. Again, in the playoffs against a good defensive football team. get into those situations, quarterbacks, you have to be able to see, react, get the ball out of your hands, and make the layups. We know Russell Wilson. We saw it on there. He made some really, really special plays. But too often, he's finding himself buying time in the pocket, running around in the pocket, trying to create something when there's opportunities to be had on the football field. This team wants to be better, and again, had a great record, won the division last year. But if they want to be better, meaning can compete against championship-type teams, championship-type defenses, they're going to have to get better up front, as Russell said. But Russell is also going to have to get better at getting the ball out of his hands, understanding the structure of things, and taking more layups. Don't live in that special world. It will take you a long ways when you're Russell Wilson, but it won't take you all the way. I think that's what we've seen over the last couple years. So we got to mesh those things together. Do what you're supposed to do. Make the layup over and over and over again. And then the few times when it's not there, go be Russell Wilson and be special, because I can count on you to give me 4, 5, 6 special plays a game. Really hard to count on you, no matter how good you are, to make 15 or 20 of those special plays every game, especially at playoff time against the #1 defense in the league.